Hey everybody, Tom here with Hidden Beats, and today we're talking with the lovely Emi Jeen. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How you doing, Tom?
Pretty good. It's nice to get to have a nice conversation with you and kind of pick your brain and see what makes you tick. But for those who are new to you, can you give a little bit of a intro about yourself?
Yes, my name is Emi Jeen. I am living in Montreal. I'm Canadian artist of pop music, and I am also from a little small town near Quebec City, French town. So it's like super tiny. And I was brought up French, and I learned English throughout the way because I always wanted to sing in English. That was really important for me. And I was coming from a small town, so my first teacher in my hometown was actually classical singing coach. And then I always wanted to do like more alt pop music. So yeah, now I use it obviously in my singing and on stage too. But yeah, my passion is definitely my sound right now.
For sure. Now, how did you get like the passion for music in general? Was your family musical?
Actually, my mom was singing. She's still singing in bars when I was 7 years old. So I was starting singing with her. She was like, "Hey, come on, like come with me on stage, sing a song." And we were singing like actually Barbra Streisand and Celine Dion
Okay.
song, "Tell Him." That was like our song that we were singing, and I instantly like had this true passion for music. And that's when I was like, okay, that's what I want to do. But then that's it. With the vocal coach, I was like, oh, okay, maybe I need vocal teaching and vocal coaching. And yeah, she was the only teacher in my hometown, that's like a 3,000 little town. So I took that classical, and I think it's really amazing because it really like helped me build my technique and like shaped me into something like different as a sound I feel with my voice.
So what do you think makes your sound unique over someone else's?
I just feel that like I mix a lot of like the classical like head voice and yeah, so I feel like the soprano, the mix of like classical and pop music. I feel like when I at first I really was like a bit confused with everything when I started like singing as a younger girl. I was like, hi, like I'm singing these operati like, but I don't know how to mix like with like the Christina Aguilera song I want to sing or like the Metallica song I was listening to. So when I was able to actually mix them both, that's when the magic happened. So I think like my sound is really through like yeah. I like sometimes I was in a girl band also, and they were like, "You don't sound really pop, as like your voice is not pop," and I was like, "It's okay, like this is who I am," and like it's probably because of my technique. So yeah.
Mm. So who do you think are some of the influences that help your sound today that you really kind of drew from? I know you talked about Christina Aguilera now, and who are some other
Yeah.
ones?
So my mom was listening a lot to like Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Barbra Streisand, and my brother was listening a lot to Metallica, Nirvana, and I was listening to like the pop divas, so Beyonce, Christina Aguilera. So I think my sound is kind of a mix of everything. I was really influenced by my brother, like musical taste, and I became a big fan of like Metallica and like a lot of like really more rock music. And then my mom was more like the diva sound. So I feel like I kind of like wanted to mix both. That's why I love alt pop. And sometimes people are like, well, you're a bit too pop for rock and you're a bit too like rock for pop. And I'm like, well, it's okay. I'll be in the
Yeah.
middle, like because I really love both. So for me, it's hard to pick one. And I'm like, why would I want to pick one if I can be a little bit of everything? So yeah, so I feel it like it's a mix of all these musical like sound that I was hearing in my house as a young girl.
And now everyone likes to blend stuff anyways, so it's kind of perfect.
Yeah,
hmm
that's it. That's it.
So one of the reasons we're here to talk today is about your new single you have coming up, I believe, on the 9th, I read.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little
Yes,
bit
I'm
about
not
that?
good.
hmm
It's funny because like when we started writing the song, I was with Hilla and Lexi J, and we did like a couple of songs together. But that day, I remember we were like all a bit like anxious with everything going on in the world and our relationships, and we were like all like we had like so many relationships that like were falling apart, and we talked a lot. Like we always talk a lot in sessions about like it's almost like a therapy session. We almost like we talked about everything before like we start singing or like writing because it's very important to like know how is everybody and to like if you want the magic to happen, you kind of have to build it together and be on the same, like, where are you now, and what's the life you're like, what's the emotion you have today. So we talked a lot, and we were like, wow, this is like chaotic right now. The world, like, LA is burning, like.
Mm.
So we started writing this song. It's called "I'm Not Good," and it's truly like, when you say you're fine, but you're not, but you still kind of go with your day. You kind of like go, you still go with like your life. And sometimes you're like, well, I'm good, but like, wait, if you ask me, maybe I don't say it, but actually there's a lot of things going on. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, when you say like, oh, how you doing? Oh, I'm good, but actually maybe I don't know. But there's so many things you're not talking about. Example. So I feel that like this is like really the meaning of the song, and yeah, and everything going on in the world. I feel with like relationships, and yeah, it's kind of a mix of both in the song.
And it's a fun song to listen to. Like they sent me over a link to listen to it early, so it was good. I like the way it
Amazing.
felt and everything. Yeah. Now I'm
Yeah,
curious.
I'm very happy. Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm very happy because I feel that like this new song is the beginning of a new era, and I feel that like I wanted to tap more into this sonic, this sound way before, and now I'm finally like trying this new vibe, and I feel like really connected to this new era.
So what about the new stuff? How did you evolve into the new stuff? What made you want to go to that direction?
I feel that like I'm also a big fan of like bands and Halsey and like Paris, or like PVRIS
Mhm.
Paris, and it's a bit more alternative, like especially Paris. And I always was like, I really like love this type of music, and I feel like it's a bit more mature than what I've done in the past. I feel that like I was really into like more pop rock, a bit Avril Lavigne, in my sound at some point. I had like phases. I feel that like I was letting out, shedding like myself in my music. But I feel that like now it's a bit more mature, and yeah, it's like um a mix of like electronic music, and then like the classical like drum beats as well. Like I love like doing kind of like going in with both sounds and the upcoming music.
And how was it working with Hill with the production stuff?
She's truly amazing. For real, like it's funny because like she's able to like bring something out of me that like I never done before. So that's why I feel like I'm finally like able to explore this new era, because I feel that like I've never really able I was able to like use my voice as that way, and the way we're writing, it's truly like yeah, it's magical. I feel like we really like nailed something together that I never touched before. So it's very exciting.
I've got the chance to talk to Hill a couple times now. She's so good at what she does. You can see the passion she puts into it. It's fun to watch what she can produce.
Yeah, she does it for the real reason, like the right reasons, and I think that's why she's so good at it.
Yeah, for sure. Now, this is a good question to make you think then is what have you learned most about yourself going through your music career so far?
Ooh, so much, but that's a good question. I feel like at the beginning, first I was like, I was in a girl band, and we split, and I had like something that happened with the label, and I had like a lot of heartbreaks, in like also relationships with like lovers and all that. So I feel that like at first I was really kind of frustrated, and I feel that my first project is a bit like more angry. I'm kind of like I had to like shed all of these emotions out of myself. And I feel that like now, like it evolved, and now it's like, okay, now I'm like having more fun. Now I'm experiencing more with this, on like trying new things. It was truly a journey. I feel like as an artist to find your sound. I feel that like, I mean, there's many maybe artists that are like, boom, I like, this is my sound. The first project, it's me. I feel that like for me, it took like all these years to kind of really build myself and find myself and my voice and what I wanted to say and the message that I wanted to like give to the listeners. So I feel for me like I've learned a lot, and I'm still learning, and I'm sure I'm going to say this like for the next project that like, oh, now it's like a new era. I'll probably say
Yeah.
that, but like yeah, I think I've learned a lot of like because it's so much like for me it's a therapy, to the music is a therapy. I feel that like It was, but now I feel that it evolved in something else too, and I want like the listeners to go through something as well. So yeah, it's a process, and it probably always will be a process like that.
I think everybody should always be learning. Like I was listening to some of your earlier stuff in the State of Grace in 2019. You could see your confidence almost in some of the songs, like about you trying new things. You could see that throughout your music.
Yeah.
So one of the fun things I was reading through my notes here is you have a little tour coming up in May, which then leads into a performance at Osheaga. How excited are you for that?
Yes. So I'm actually in Germany right now as we speak. The tour started yesterday. So we kicked off in Hamburg. It's my second time in Germany, in Europe. I toured last year in June, last June with Charlotte Sands. I supported Charlotte Sands. It was an amazing tour. And for real, I was like, I really need to go back. So now we're back.
Mhm.
This is tomorrow we'll play in Frankfurt. I just got to Frankfurt. That's why we're in my hotel room right now. We're all in our like in my hotel room right now. That's super cool. So yeah, so this tour is super nice. We're going to be in the UK as well, Netherlands and France, and also already performing the new song "I'm Not Good." So I performed it last night for the first time, and it was really fun. It's always fun to like break a song's live. It's like that's what I've been waiting for like this entire time we created the song. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to play this one live. That's my favorite part. So it was really cool to play it live. And now, this summer, Osheaga is coming. And also, I've been waiting for years to play to Osheaga. And finally, it's the full circle moments. I've been like seeing so many bands at the festivals as a Montrealers. And now it's like, I've been saying like, oh, next year I'll play. Now I'm finally playing. So it's truly cool. It's like a pinch me moment.
Yeah, we're actually one of my team is supposed to be covering the festival this year, so we can get some shots of you performing.
Amazing. So we'll see you there for sure.
Mhm. Now, what can fans expect from your live show? I mean, this is going to be a pretty big one at Osheaga for you.
My show is very like I love to run on stage. Sometimes I don't know how I do it, but like I love like energy. So I want to add also new songs more from the project too. So I think at Osheaga I'll be putting new songs in the set list that maybe
Okay.
it will be like maybe the first time breaking them too. And of course like the classics that I have. And it's like it's just going to be fun. Like my goal is just like to let it loose. It's like to have fun. That's the goal of the show. And yeah, there's a lot of like it's a roller coaster. I bring people on a roller coaster with me on the show. It's like starts high and we like go down and then we come back.
Nice.
So like yeah, so that's what you're expecting on the show.
That should be a fun one. I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out because Osheaga is such a unique stage setup and everything too. So mm.
Yes, and yeah, and the fashion and everything is fun at Osheaga. It's just like a crazy weekend.
Yeah, I got my first time actually. I went last year to cover one of the days, so I hadn't never been before, and like I'm in Ottawa, so I didn't I don't get to see it as often, but we have Blues Fest and things here, so
Yes, I hope to play at Blues Fest soon too.
yeah, we'll make sure we get that. We'll send you the information for it.
Okay, perfect.
Now, on the back half of my interviews, I always ask some more interesting questions to make you think a little bit more. And my favorite one for everyone I talk to for the first time is what's one thing you think should be asked more in an interview that's not asked enough?
Ooh, that's very hard. That's very hard. What should be asked more in an interview? Ah, because we always talk about like I was like maybe like I don't know if it's a good question. That what came to mind. Like what's like would you see yourself in like 5 or 10 years? I feel we ask that, but I feel that like lately I wasn't asked that, and I feel that like that's something like to have a future and something to look out for. Because I feel that like we talk a lot of like oh like how did you start and blah, blah, blah. But I feel that like the future is so important if you want to see yourself as an artist like long term. So maybe that, but like that's what came to mind quickly.
I actually
But
I
yeah,
have that one
that's a
in
good question.
I have that
Oh,
exact
okay.
question in here in the end. It's but I call it what are the next milestones you want to hit?
Oh, that's it. Okay. Oh,
So
see, that's it. That's good.
so which ones do you
Yeah,
want
I feel
to
that's maybe it. Maybe it's common, but like, definitely. like I want to, so next year the plan is to have my first headlining tour, so
Okay.
that is the first milestone I'd like to hit. Definitely like the new project is definitely like something big for me because I've been project like putting a lot of EPs, and I don't know why, but like the full project for me was truly like the real thing. I don't know why, but like, not that it wasn't, but like, it feels like now it's like, hey, this is like who I am. This is me as an artist. This is Emi Jeen. I feel that like I've grown a lot or mature like enough to like now this is like the full length album. I waited for it to like put it together. I wanted the true sound, and that's why with Hill, I feel we found something special. And in the future, for real, like I love touring. So for me, it's like if I can come in Europe like twice a year, and in the US, depends how it goes. But like in the US as well, that's the goal to go back because like I went with Kelsey Carter and the Heroines, and it was really a cool tour. So I really want to go back. So for me, is to tour like as much as I can all year long,
Hmm.
everywhere, because that's what I love. But especially like that's in these two territories and in Canada, of course. And yeah, I'd love to go do more festivals in Canada as well, and go back to like the FEC and the Blues Fest. That's for sure.
Hmm.
For me, like yeah, it's touring is my favorite thing. So
Getting out there and just doing all the live shows.
yes.
Mhm. No, that makes sense. Now, this is one's going to make you think really good. If you can go back and tell your younger self one thing about your music career, what would it be?
To be very patient. um, to be very patient because I feel that like I thought like when I started I was like it happens like this
Mhm.
because I feel like I saw like example I saw like the Beyonce or Christina Aguilera, and you don't really know what happens all like behind the scenes,
Yeah.
like we don't like I thought like I was seeing the videos on like TV, and I was like, oh, this is Alanis Morissette, like cool, like she I don't know how she did this video, but she did it, like you know what I mean. There's no like I wasn't thinking that she practiced, that she wrote the songs, like she did some shows, that she probably had like tons of like it was a roller coaster ride, and she like probably cried a lot of nights, and like like we don't really see that. We also we like yeah we don't see that side,
Yeah.
and I thought like it was happening like this, and it's not happening like this. You have to work a lot and hustle and believe, and yeah, some few nights are really harder, and it's okay. And yeah, there's like ups and downs, and it goes with it, and that's why we love it. Because why not? Like it's not like if everything was easy, it would be like everybody would do it. So it's like I think it's like yeah, it's I would tell my younger self to be very patient
Hmm.
and to just never stop.
That makes sense.
Because yeah, that's it.
Now, how would you like to see the industry change over the next few years?
I feel that like as like being as an independent artist, and I tried a little bit of like the side with labels, and I had like a lot of deception with that. I feel that like we we're gonna see more independent artists, and I feel that like it's happening right now. Like a lot of artists, they were signed, and now as soon as the label like drops them or like the contract is done, they decide to be independent. So I feel that like you're so in control of what your art is, and like your image and whatever. Like no one's telling me like, Emmy, you have to do your braids. I'm like, no, I love doing my braids. You know what I mean? So I feel that
Yeah.
like we're gonna see more artists being their true self and controlling the message that they want to say as well. With social media, I feel like you can say whatever you want. Like it's not like you were waiting for the magazine to come up with the interview and you would have like the interview. You can actually like talk to your fans directly. So I feel that like we're gonna see tons of independent artists, and I feel that like now I think the labels are gonna have to switch maybe to start like certain ways to like work more with the artists being independent, and like
Mm.
so we already see this a lot anyway. So I feel that like it's gonna be even more
Yeah.
present.
It's a nice shift in the way things are working.
Yeah.
Mhm. Now, if you had to introduce your music to a brand new fan for the first time, what's the first song they have to listen to?
Ooh. I feel like that's hard. Um,
Like picking your favorite child.
I'm like, I really love Should We, which is my new one.
Hmm.
But now, like my new one, I mean, in the latest project, but now my new one, I really like as well. So, oh, that's really hard. I feel it's like I'm not good, probably. This is really hard,
Hmm.
but I'm not good, or should we? It's too, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean those are two good ones. So it's either one I think will open the doors into your music more.
Yeah, and I feel that's where I'm like my new sound is going towards. So I feel that's like fits really well with like if you want to kind of understand my music. I feel it's like yeah. But yeah, it's a hard question.
Mhm. Now I got a couple more before we finish. I think these are two important.
Great.
What do you hope fans take away from your music?
That's a good question too. Um, my music for me is really like a therapy. I've been like I was always like I was told when I was young like to kind of keep my emotions or not really cry much. You know what I mean? So it's like stay strong, like be a big girl, don't cry, hold your tears. And I feel that like with my music, I really was able to kind of like release my emotions. So for a listener and for a fan, and I call them my friends, I feel that like that's what I want them to experience to kind of release emotions that maybe they're holding on to through my music and to like let it go. So for me, it's really, yeah, it's really like if they can feel and release emotions through music and we're all going through things and sometimes someone's going to listen to my song and feel something like oh it reminds me of this person of this guy or my grandpa or my grandma or like so I feel that like if they're able to like release this through music that's I've done my job.
No, that makes sense, and it's good that people can connect that way too. Now,
Yeah.
last question, most important one is, are you happy?
Yes, yes. I'm happy because now I'm on tour. I'm actually sometimes, and I have a song, Tired and Lonely, that I wrote about that, is that I'm very happy when I'm on tour and I'm doing what I love and in my suitcase and seeing the world and connecting with fans. But when I'm home, I can be a little bit sad. So right now I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Tom, are you happy right now?
I'm always a little bit happy, but always a little bit wanting more happiness.
Exactly. True. True. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the points I have written down. Is there any final words of wisdom you'd like to leave to people?
Yeah, to be patient. If you want something to happen, you gotta be patient and put up the work and be authentic.
Hmm. No, I like that. That's a good one. Now, where can people find you on social media?
Emi Jeen, Emijeen, everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. And yes, there's a new music video also with I'm All Good coming out. And there's a French version that's top
Okay.
secret, but it's coming out after. So yeah, I wanted to finally do a French song.
Mhm.
And I'll be putting a little bit like two songs on my upcoming projects that are going to be in French. And yes, I did a French version of this upcoming track.
Nice. We'll make sure we link those so people can find them easier.
Amazing.
All right. Well, it has been a delight to get to pick your brain, like I said, and learn a little bit more about you
Yes,
and get all the fans some good
same.
insights.
Thank you so much for having me. And hopefully, Blues Fest.
Yeah. I will
Yes,
I'll find the submission forms and I'll send them over for you.
cool, perfect. And maybe someone in your team you said was going to Osheaga.
Yeah, I should have at least one, if not two people out there. So if
Amazing.
to do to connect, I'll see if we can get them out there to say hi.
Yes, I play on the Sunday and around like probably 6, I feel. So yeah,
Be there all day, so we'll make it work.
cool, amazing.
All right, well, you have fun on tour and we'll hopefully do this again sometime.
Yes, thanks for having me. Bye.
All right, bye now.